Welcome to Mystic Monday. Today we will be taking a journey to figure out what our channeled message today is about grace and how we can incorporate more grace into our life. Being able to relax and let go, everything is as it should be, is a huge moment of self-trust that we need to put in ourselves to say that everything is as it should be when there's so many things that you probably could change to find a better way to be. So how to find that place of grace to accept what is and to have the patience to make the changes that we need in a state of grace to bring a greater abundance, love, communication, acceptance, whatever it is that we feel a lack of within our community, or if the community is actually lacking. How we find grace in ourselves in that acceptance in this current moment is a test that humanity is on the brink of finding acceptance within themselves. Until then, we're too busy pointing and shaming and blaming others for actions and choices that we made on our own due to the fact that maybe we didn't think we were enough, or that we didn't accept ourselves as being worthy of more. So with that being said, let's see what two animals we have on our sides this week. I'm definitely drawn to this card tonight. The Nightingale. It's definitely a song of the evening night. It's definitely a beautiful expression of say what you want to say, express your authentic voice. The nightingale has a fearless voice. They speak freely, and the best advice is to speak with kindness, because even if we don't have something good to say, it's not about not saying it, because sometimes we need to express that. It's about finding the right delivery and how we want to express ourselves. So when we are trying to deal with expressing something that has not been shown for a really long time, we have to be fearless in our convictions, in that ability to go forward. So the choice is yours to sing. The power is within you. You have to take that leap beyond the fear and say, yes, my voice is beautiful too. I am enough. My voice is enough. So for anyone that chose the Nightingale tonight, we're going to pull some cards real quick. And we're going to see what the message is for anyone aligning with that Nightingale energy. Like I said, the choice is yours. The Two of Wands is going to be about autonomy and freedom of choice. And there is nothing scarier than having to make a choice when you know there are consequences to the choices that you don't make. I think anyone that has grappled with the concept of parenthood knows that whether you have a child or not, your life will never be the same again in how you look at it. So there's always going to be a decision of a path that is not traveled. But what is the path that truly scares you the most? And that is the path that you should really be taking a moment to really see where that fear is settling within yourself. The Four of Cups is telling us that we're coming from a moment of taking a break. Maybe we're not working as fast as we want to. This is about luxury, compassion, temporary work. So it's definitely a card that's saying that make sure you tend to your self-care first, and you're going to be getting the power and the energy that you need in your current reality. So it doesn't really matter where you are in the timeline of the cards. It's about understanding and accepting that there's always a cycle of rest and action. Worry, that is probably the biggest thing when we think about truly expressing ourselves, is worrying. I was known as the worrywart in my life, or in my family, I should say. And with worrying, you're seeing all the different possibilities, all the different exits, all the possible failures, mistakes, even those awesome successes, but you worry about it all going wrong. And if there is only one path to success and 10,000 paths of failure, Your worry is so consumed about all those other paths that you can't even spend a little bit more time thinking about that path to success, because maybe that is the truest fear that you're facing in your life is what happens if it does succeed? Will you have the means in order to fulfill the demand? Will you have the team that comes around you? Will you have that sisterhood circle? Will you have those men that come into your life that give you that bro experience? You know, if you're lacking something and your greatest hope and desire is something so great and successful, there's nothing more scary in thinking that you're not going to have the means to fulfill or have the energy to complete it. So, like I said, there is a cycle between rest and action, and finding that balance will make sure that we don't burn the candle at both ends. Mars in Aries is indicating that this present reality may not be an action of energy in this particular week, but maybe it's going to be coming as we get closer to spring, as we enter into that March season. Our overarching energy for our Nightingale lovers tonight is going to be bringing in the fact that your horizon needs to focus on the wishes, those wishes that you want to, or maybe that you are afraid to admit that you want in your life. The Six of Cups is here to say that you are ready to manifest and materialize those abundances. And don't forget, what you put your mind to can also attract anything that isn't maybe what is abundant for ourselves. So wherever we put our mind that is controlled by our emotions is what we're going to be materializing. So the best action within our freedom of choice is to make sure that we're focusing on the emotions that bring the pleasure into our life. Libra, the card of indecision, the card of choices. And if you feel right now that you pulled Nightingale energy, it's about knowing that you need to use your voice to make a decision in the moment right now. And when you're choosing to make that decision in the moment right now, the fear and worry that you're not having enough time to make that decision is going to be all consuming. So yes, you can write the list of the pros and the cons, but that can sometimes muddle the mental mind of just too many things to think about. Write your list, take a step back, and then think about how each list makes you feel within your being. Having that list on each side telling you, should I stay or should I go? Should I get a new lease and move again, or should I stay here and suck up the price gouging? You know, maybe it's about, should I stay at my job? Should I start a new job? Should we start a family, or should we just travel more? All these things are decisions that we all have to make, and those decisions are the actions in which we have to live with. And if you made decisions in your past that maybe resulted in consequences that have really weighed heavy on your heart, the Nightingale is here to say it's time to forgive yourself. Sing from your heart, open up your heart chakra, connect that into your throat chakra, and find that kindness and speak from that kindness, especially in the time and places that you wish others would have spoke kindly to you. So if you're feeling like you're ready to find the grace in what's going on over here on this mystery card, we're bringing in that bat energy. Bat is also another nocturnal creature. Both of these animals that we're dealing with right now is dealing with the aspect or the element of air, the ability to navigate our mental thoughts and clarity to see the direction that we're going. With this energy, we're speaking about our voice being able to help us communicate our next step forward. The bat energy, this is also about stepping beyond our fears and restrictions. It's about looking for a new direction, but it's about the maneuverability that the bat adapts to. It's about the ability to really, it might look a little chaotic or sporadic in the night sky, but don't be fooled. They know exactly what they're doing. So have confidence that you know exactly what you need to do, even if it seems chaotic, even if society says that's not what you should be doing or that's not how it's done. So let's see what the cards have to say for bat. The Six of Wands is saying that your firepower is in control. You have the energy to navigate. Considering at this hand, we had the Two of Wands interacting with that firepower and that freedom and that ability to have so many choices that you don't know which choice to choose. This is saying that it's pretty concealed in, it's pretty controlled in that ability to say like, all right, I got my foundation, now what? Anything is possible. What is my next maneuver in my life? The Knight of Swords is going to be representing the elements of Taurus and Gemini. This is going to be bringing in a mental aha moment, a clarity of insight. This clarity and insight might have already arrived, or it's already in the horizon of occurring. This is definitely a fortunate time. We have a lot of firepower this week for ourselves as we're leading into that full moon energy for next week. So the Knight of Swords is saying that there's a mental aha clarity that is on your horizon, already has happened. And if you're like, I don't know what that means, well, maybe we just need to flip the perspective. Like a bat, the bat rests hanging upside down. So maybe we need to look upside down. Maybe we need to look outside the box. Or maybe we just need to lay down on the floor, put our feet up against the wall, and let that blood flow rush into our minds and souls, so that we can just take a moment to say that we can slow down, take that moment to breathe, and allow that wisdom and that clarity to come through our mental actions. The Seven of Cups is telling me that in the future aspect, or that future fear, it's definitely about addiction, the debauchery. I think Mardi Gras in New Orleans is a great example of debauchery and the ability to go to the extreme indulgence and shutting everything down in order to get extremely messed up. So when you're able to really look within the addictions that are controlling our energy power, because if you pull back and you're like, I don't have energy, well, there is something in your diet, there is something that is going on in your world that is muddying your waters. You have the mental ability to clean and purify the human body that we've been gifted in this lifetime. Finding grace within the addictions that we have, any of those codependencies. It's not to be shamed or blamed. It's about saying, oh my God, there's wisdom here. You know, are you overeating your chocolate? And are you trying to fulfill a void that has something to do with your father rejecting you in your lifetime? Who knows? Whatever the deep-seated truth is, we are here to unravel the onion and get to the root so that we can find a great purpose in life. So 7 is telling me about endings. 6 is all about foundation. So it's telling me that if you really want to go forward in your life, there's a few more things that you need to cut out in order to see what the maneuverability and the direction and the path that you're looking to choose. This is telling me that this is about a turning cornerstone. Like this is a pivotal, pinnacle moment. This is when the Eon is coming in with the firepower, and it's saying that a new philosophy, a new ideology, a new way of doing business. I love speaking about conscious capitalism because it's about finding a greater purpose in life that's beyond a motive of money and how many commas are defining your bank account. So the new Eon is finding a new philosophy in which to govern your life. So in order to find that new philosophy, we need to cut the addictions that are keeping us from thinking bigger and greater for ourselves. And sometimes we don't have people to encourage us or be able to show us. And that is all about community. Yes, there's always the outliers that choose to be on their own in that community, but it is a culture in what is your community? Is your community supporting you? What philosophy in your life right now is keeping you from being open to a community that will support and foster your dreams and your visions alongside everyone else? It's about co-creation. It is the new Eon. It's the age of Aquarius. This is the Eon of your future. Get ready for your great purpose because it's going to be coming right at you this season. Whew, I get chills. All right, so the Emperor. Definitely a card that I definitely don't like because it's taking all the things that I love about our human conscious evolution, our purpose, our spirituality, helping to others in our life. But then we had to pay our taxes, do our bills, and itemize our expenses. We had to find a marketing plan. We had to find a way to get our message out there. The foundation can be really tough. This is also indicating Aries. So Aries is a very powerful time. I keep speaking about the planetary shifts that are going to be aligning in April. That's going to be a pop cultural revolution. So this new Eon that's awakening is going to be a huge aspect for humanity to find a new way to support ourselves. So whatever it is that's keeping you right now in a state of Law and Order, even though I love that show, it can get really dull and repetitive, and it's a great sleeper at times. So with the Emperor, are you harnessing your firepower? Are you snuffing it out by feeding yourself something that is dampening your energy field? And if that's the case, it's time to reorganize your foundation so we can truly harness the firepower and the Six of Wands, that Jupiter aspect that's coming forward. We have Capricorn right now, season occurring. We have Venus in Capricorn. This is a Venus new year. It's all about the personal relationship with ourselves and with others, and rebooting new paradigms, new thought patterns that don't keep us making the same mistakes that we've done in our previous relationship with ourselves. So as we see that we have two journeys going on for the Nightingale and the Bat tonight, we are going to pull a final card this evening to find the grace of the wise woman of the grove that can unify two paths, because even if we're on our individual path, we are collectively interconnected, and the choices that we don't make or we do make have influences around the others that we choose to keep company with. The Chariot. This is a very spiritual card. It is one of your inner intuition, going within that dreamy realm. It's definitely a card of finding that willpower, that creative center, and ushering forward. What you see here is a meditative aspect, all in armor and clad. So 7 is saying that we need to let go of any of those belief systems that are holding us back, that we're unable to find grace. The beautiful aspect of grace is that there is this little angelic wise woman that's hanging out within the trees, and trees are a great way of looking at community and the inner networks that are connecting them. They actually have a community. Just because we don't speak their language or maybe interact with it in a way doesn't mean that they don't have community and responsibilities for the ones that they love. So with this aspect, we want to find grace even in the forms in which we don't agree with, and that acceptance. Everyone has a different dogma. Everyone has a different religious belief system. But that does not mean that your truth isn't your truth. It doesn't mean that your salvation won't occur because someone else believes differently. The Chariot is saying that you need to own your own spiritual journey. Find your fearless voice, express yourself. Find the addiction or find the substance that's keeping you from finding your firepower so you can shift the reality and create the foundation that will support you going forward. This is a time of endings and liberations, and that can be a little sad. Don't repress that sadness. Find the wisdom in mourning. Find the experience that brings you to find the grace and the beauty around you. And those tools will help you navigate with more flexibility and maneuverability and freedom and expression in your voice. I appreciate y'all tuning in to Mystic Monday. We'll be going live for the full moon on January 17th. I hope to see you all then, and look forward to having a great energetic week. Have a great day.